Hi, I'm Jocelyn. I'll be refuting Rochelle. So what she said in the first part was for her significance, she said that it improves academic performance and what they've learned in separate subject areas. But actually, the Cahsee has caused a lot of dropouts, and in a report done by the National Center for Educational Statistics, the dropouts from 2005 to 2006 went from 3.7% to 5.5%, and that was the year that the Cahsee was actually implemented, so that was the final year that students could take the test. So with that test being the last chance they took, many people got discouraged and actually dropped out of high school. And so for solvency, she said that the responsibility would meet, they have a responsibility to meet academic standards. But the So it said that the responsibility in the academic standards that everyone would be at the same level, but in California you don't actually need to take a Cahsee test or to get a diploma to actually go into community college, and actually to actually go to college or to be accepted by other colleges, the higher education colleges, you would need it actually is all focused really on A through G requirements, and I did actually diploma. That's really considered last. If you have a diploma, then they'll accept you. But it's really A through G requirements for like Cal States, and for UC they also take A through G and personal statements. So the Cahsee has higher academic levels and it produces higher incomes because of, and the people who pass also are getting into more colleges, but it's obvious that people who pass would actually go into these colleges, and they actually went through all the steps to get that and get their degree. It would make sense for them to actually go to these colleges, and the people who pass that they wouldn't be able to go because they don't have a diploma. She said that it keeps students in school responsible for academic standards, but because California has reinstated Common Core standards, it's a different standard system now than the Cahsee used to have. So the Cahsee was actually going to get a test for different standards than what we actually had for a couple of years, since it just got removed this last year, and we reinstated the Common Core standards in 2012. And also that the Cahsee doesn't actually cover all subjects in the high schools. The Cahsee, since you can take it in 10th grade, all the things you actually tested on are from the years before, so if it's supposed to be a California high school exit examination, it should be about all of high school instead of just the years really what it is just like middle school years, instead of actually showing the development of what you've learned for 4 years instead of what you've learned 3 years ago. It's that without Cahsee, there's no way of finding out the people who weren't doing well, but since it's easy with other tests as well, such as like the STAR test, or now I think it's called CAASB, which is what the new STAR testing is, developed for the new Common Core standards. With those tests, you can also tell in more detail, because they're about separate subjects like Algebra 1 or a specific science. You can tell who's doing well and who isn't, because it gives you a above average rating, a basic rating, and below average rating. And that one's actually more comprehensive, or it actually shows how each student is doing in the exact classes that they're doing in that year. Then the classes are doing it in that year is actually more comprehensive test than the Cahsee, but the Cahsee is actually the one that determines whether you have your diploma or not. But you can find who isn't doing well when you see the grades for the scores for the STAR testing or the CAAS.
That's 7 minutes, so you don't need to keep looking.